I am nothing. I shall never be anything. I cannot want to be anything. Aside from that, I have within me all the dreams of the world. Windows of my room, the room of one of the world's millions nobody knows about. If they knew about me, what would they know? You open onto the mystery of a street continually crossed by people, a street inaccessible to any thought, real, impossibly real, certain, unknowingly certain, with the mystery of things beneath the stones and beings, with death making the walls damp and the hair of men white, with destiny driving the wagon of everything down the road of nothing. Today I am defeated as if I knew the truth. Today I am clear-minded as if I were about to die and had no greater kinship with things than to say goodbye. This building and this side of the street becoming a row of train cars departing at the sound of a whistle, blowing from inside my head, and a jolt to my nerves and a crack of bones as we go. Today I am bewildered as one who wandered and discovered and forgot. Today I am torn between the loyalty I owe to the outward reality of the tobacco shop across the street and to the inward reality of my feeling that everything is but a dream. I failed in everything since I had no aims. Maybe everything was indeed nothing. What I was taught, I climbed out of that, down from the window, at the back of the house. I went to the countryside with grand plans, but all I found there was grass and trees. And when there were people, they were just like any other. I step back from the window, I sit in a chair. What should I think about now? What do I know of what I shall be? I who do not who I am. Be what I think I am, but I think of so many things, and there are so many who think to be the same thing. There can't be that many genius at this moment. 100,000 mice dream themselves geniuses like I do, and history will not register, who knows, not even one, nor it will remain but manure from many future conquests. No, I do not believe in myself. In every mental asylum there are mad, deranged people with so many certainties. I, who do not have any certainty, am more or less right. No, not even in myself. In how many garrets and not garrets of the world are not their geniuses dreaming unto themselves? How many aspirations high and noble and lucid, yes, truly high, noble and lucid, and who knows, maybe accomplishable, will never see the light of the real sun or be heard by human ears. The world is for those born to conquer it, and not for those who dream they can conquer it, even though they may be right. I've dreamt more than Napoleon accomplished. I have clasped to my hypothetical breast more humanity than Christ. I contrive philosophies in secrets that no Kant ever wrote. But I am, and maybe I shall always be, the one in the garret. Even if I don't live in one, I shall always be the one who was not born for that. I shall always be the one who had good qualities. I shall always be the one who waited for the door to be open on a doorless wall and sang the song of the infinity in a chicken coop and heard the voice of God inside a plug well. Believe in myself? No, not in anything. May nature pour over my ardent head its sun, its rain, the wind that finds my hair, and the rest that may come if it comes, or if it has to come, or if it has not. Cardiac slaves to the stars. We conquer the world even before we rise from bed. But we wake up and it's opaque. We get up and it's alien. We go out and it's the whole earth, plus the solar system and the Milky Way and the indefinite. Eat chocolates, little girl. Eat chocolates. Believe me, there is no metaphysics in the world other than chocolates. Believe me, all religions together do not teach more than candy shop. Eat, dirty girl, eat. I wish I could eat as earnestly as you. But I think, and on peeling back the silvery paper which is made from tin foil, I drop it all to the ground, as I have done with my own life. But at least it remains from the sorrow of I what shall never be. The rapid calligraphy of these verses, collapse portico to the impossible, but at least I confer upon myself a tearless contempt, noble, at least in the grand gesture with which I throw the dirty laundry that is me, in a washing list unto the discussion of things, and I stay home shirtless. You who comfort, who do not exist and therefore comfort, either Greek goddess conceived as a living statue, or else Roman patrician impossibly noble and dire, or princess sung by troubadours, most charming and colorful, or 18th century marquise, decollete and distant, or celebrated courtesan from the time of our parents, or modern whatever, I don't really know what, all that, whatever you may be, inspire me if you can. My heart is a bucket that was emptied, and those who invoke spirits summon spirits I summon myself and find nothing. I go to the window and see the street with absolute clarity. I see the shop, I see the sidewalks, I see the passing cars, I see the clothed living beings who cross each other, I see the dogs which also exist, and all of this waits on me as a sentence of exile, as all of this foreign as is everything. I live, studied, loved, and believed, and today there is no beggar I do not envy simply because he's not me. I consider in each one of the rags and the wounds and the lie, and I muse, maybe you never live or studied or love or believe because it's possible to construct the reality of it, all without actually doing any of that. Maybe you merely existed like a lizard to which the tail is cut off, a tail twisting at the side of the lizard. I made myself what I did not know how, and what I could have made myself, I failed to do. The domino costume that I wore was all wrong, and I was immediately recognized as someone I was not, and I did not deny it, and was lost. When I tried to take off the mask, it was stuck to my face. When I took it off and looked myself in the mirror, I had already grown old. I was drunk and no longer knew how to put on the costume that I had not taken off. I threw the mask away and slept in the dressing room, like a dog tolerated by management because it's harmless. And I am going to write this story to prove that I am sublime. Musical essence of my useless verses, If only I could face you as something I had made, instead of always facing that tobacco shop across the street, covering my feet into the consciousness of existing, like a rock a drunkard stumbles on, or a doormat stolen by gypsies and not was worth a thing. But the tobacco shop owner has come to the door and is standing there. I look at him with the discomfort of a half-turned head, compounded by the discomfort of a half-grasping soul. He shall die, and I shall die. He shall leave his signboard, and I shall leave my poems. His sign will also eventually die, and so will my poems. Eventually the street where the sign was will die, and so will the language in which the poems were written. Then the whirling planet where all this happened will die. On other satellites of other systems, some semblance of people will go on making things like poems and living under things like signs. Always one thing facing the other, always one thing as useless as the other, always the impossible as stupid as the real, always the mystery of the bottom as true as the shadow of mystery of the top, always this thing or always some other, or maybe none or the other. But a man has entered a tobacco shop to buy tobacco, and plausible reality suddenly hits me. I have rise to my feet, energetic, sure of myself, human, and I will try to write these verses in which I say the opposite. I light up a cigarette as I think about writing them, and in that cigarette I savor a freedom from all the thoughts. I follow the smoke as if it were my own trail, and I enjoy for a sensitive and adequate moment the liberation from all speculation and the awareness that metaphysics is a consequence of being sick. Afterwards, I lean back in the chair and keep smoking. As long as destiny allows, I will keep smoking. If I married my washwoman's daughter, I might conceivably be happy. Given this, I rise and go to the window. The man has come out of the tobacco shop, putting change in his pocket. I know him, he's Stevis, without metaphysics. The tobacco shop owner has come to the door, and as if by divine instinct, Stevis turns around and sees me. He waits. Hello, I shouted back. Hello there, Stevis. And the universe reconstructs itself to me without ideals or hope, and the owner of the tobacco shop smiles.